It has to be driven by business outcomes, and we heard that from some of our speakers yesterday and today. You've got to get to the point where it's business outcome. And in fact, it doesn't even have to be driven from, the IT. And that gets me to you, George, because you're not an IT guy. You really come at it from a business perspective. And, there's been a lot of talk here in the conference around analytics. And in the case of DC Water, you were able to apply the use of analytics to the management of your aging, water and sewage system. Can you talk a little bit about how do you use analytics, and how did you get that level of impact to make the delivery of services in DC area? You really improved what most of us would think is something that's just in the ground.
Sure. By the way, thank you for the water, tap water in front. You go to a program, drink the tap water if you can. It costs pennies to the gallon compared to hundreds of dollars for bottled water for the amount it is cleaner. So drink tap water. But here's what changed in DC. Plus all those plastic bottles, we don't need them. But think of what happened. I can't explain what happened in DC unless I give you the context. We had the big five. It was a fist. Number one, we deliver a service without which nobody can live. Everybody watching here, everybody in this room has used water on one side, and once you use it and then you discard it, it's got to be cleaned on the other. Every single day, life depends on it. That's first. Second, the systems across the country, not just in DC, across the United States, are in abysmal condition. American Society of Civil Engineers ranked water and sewer infrastructure D-. That was a generous grade. Third, you all don't have any idea what the system is. I'm not complaining, but you need to turn on the spigot or it goes down the drain. You have no concept of what's out there to deliver the water when it gets there and take it away. It's a massive infrastructure. It is out of sight. It is out of mind. Our customers don't know it. Fourth, there's a lack of innovation in our field, and it's historic. We're a monopoly. In DC, you can't send your wastewater to somebody else. You got to come to us. So we don't have any reason to have a competitor. You're the only ones but we also have to deliver the service every second. We can never be off. So when you ask someone to change something, like, wait, what I need to do is deliver the service, so don't change it, because what I'm doing now I know works. That inhibits innovation. And fifth, there's a financial catastrophe out there. Nationwide, the change in this infrastructure is 1/2 of 1% a year. That's the average. That's a 200-year replacement rate for infrastructure. In DC, it was 1/3 of 1%, a 300-year replacement structure, and we got pipes that were put in before the Civil War. This is a crisis. Boom. It's what we're facing nationwide. So here's, in my view, a crisis is a terrible thing to waste, because we needed 2 kinds of transformation. First, we have to transform fundamentally. When you have a crisis, you can't plod along. You got to take a great leap forward. The analytics and the IT solutions we're using has allowed us to do it. Second, we have to change the culture of not being willing to make incremental changes after we make a leap, so that you don't end up so far behind. What we've been able to do in DC is really incredible. It's not what we're using analytics for now, it's what aren't we using it for. We have now monitored every single customer in DC. All of you should move there if you can. We'll monitor you too. Automatically, electronically, you go on dcwater.com website, you sign up, you can see your water use. You can start changing your water use. You can reduce your water bill. We will notify you if your water use goes out of a band of your own typical use, so you won't find out about your leak in your toilet when you get the bill. We'll tell you automatically by robocall and email. We put analytics on all of our pumps so that we have a problem out in the system. We will mobilize a crew often before our customers even know there's a problem. And we're doing this with everything, our phone calls, predictive maintenance, every aspect of our system, which has allowed us to answer all 5 of those questions. We can deliver better service, this life-giving service. We're doing it at better cost. We have cut our costs dramatically in our water services area, cut number of trucks, number of fuel, because of this automatic system we're using now. We're making a financial headway, and our customers are getting to know us and like us. So the next time I have to ask for a rate increase, I want them to say, oh no, not $10, Mr. Hawkins, how about 20? Because I like what you're doing. But analytics has allowed us to do that.
That's outstanding. That's outstanding. You know what? I think there's a lot of folks out in the audience that would love to have you as the business user and your enthusiasm for a project. If there was one thing that you could leave for them, one lesson learned that really fundamentally enabled you to be successful, and you told them, here's what you should do when you go back to the office, next week, what would that be?
My answer actually has 3 pieces, so sorry about that. First, what they say at GM school is hire good people, and I hire a great CIO who knows all these things better than I do. That's the first step. Second step, and this is probably maybe the most important, is what I would call inside out rather than outside in. I don't know about the rest of you, but every time I get to know one of my pieces of technology or some software, somebody changes it on me, telling me they've improved it for me. And then I don't know how to use it. So my performance goes down, not up. As opposed to the other way around. I'm using something and I need better performance from this. Here is what I need, and now you solve it for me. So it started with improving something that I'm doing, using IT as the approach rather than outside in. That's been very successful. And third, what was most important to us is the changes when we were persuading the board. My job is to get the funds to support these projects. Our first projects improved directly and measurably to our customer base and to our bottom line. It was an initial project. Now the momentum is so strong. At first you couldn't get the change started. Now you can't stop it. But we started with something that was measurable, visible, and our customers could see. And that was the best start.
We've heard that as a